We chase the quick version of everything now. The one that pays off right now, today, in the next 10 seconds. And I don't even think most of us notice that we're doing it. You start learning something, whether it's the guitar, Spanish, editing, whatever it is. And the best part isn't even doing it. It's telling people that you're doing it. When you say it out loud, somebody goes, "Oh, dude, that's sick." And you feel something land in your chest. You get that gratification. And then the thing that you were working on towards is just in the corner, untouched, because that announcement already gave you most of what you were actually going after. Or you do something worth remembering and you spend the whole time filming it, like at a concert or a street show, because the video posts and the moment does it. Somewhere in there, your brain figures out that the reward comes from the quick thing, not the slow, boring thing underneath it. And I don't really think that this is a phone problem. I think that we just want the feeling now, all of it right now. And almost everything that actually matters doesn't pay you now. It pays you slowly over years. And you can't post it while it's happening. So most of the time, we just take the small version that pays today and we tell ourselves that it's basically the same and there's nothing different. And I can feel that a lot and how it's been affecting me physically. There's this little low buzz in my hands and my chest when nothing's happening, like my body is waiting for the next thing to react to. And I trained my brain to expect a little hit of something every few seconds, whether it's a notification, a new video to scroll to, a knock on my door even. And now a quiet minute doesn't even feel like a break. It feels like I need to fill that void. And I wanted to see how bad it had actually gotten. So a few nights ago, I set a timer for 20 minutes and I told myself I wasn't going to do anything. I was going to sit, no phone, no music, on the edge of my bed and just be a person in a room for 25 minutes. And I lasted about 2.5 minutes. I know because when I finally checked, the timer said 17 something. And the thing I reached first wasn't even my phone. It was the zipper on my hoodie. I just started rolling it between my thumb and finger. And then I started picking at a spot in my pants that a little fabric had gone soft and thin. And my hands wanted a job at that moment. And that's the part nobody really talks about. Before your brain even gets bored, your hands do. And it was quiet. Not movie quiet. I could hear the AC in the fridge in the other room and the small hum a room has when you stop adding noise to it. And into that, quietness, the thoughts came in a specific order. And it was stupid at stuff at first. Like, did I ever reply to that text or did I respond to that email at work? I think I actually left that text on read for like 4 days. And that email at work I had already responded to. And then randomly, a flash of something I said in a group chat that, nobody ever reacted to came into my head and my face got warm. And then I was suddenly alone in my room thinking about a message nobody else even remembers or have thought of. And then under that, the one I'd actually been avoiding was my mom. I kept meaning to call her. She's not going to be around forever. And I know that, she's not old, but I've still let the call sit in the maybe tomorrow pile for weeks. And the last time we talked, when she asked when I was going to come visit, and I said, I'll be there soon. She lives like 6 hours away. And I said that with no intention of actually coming down. And that's when my hand went for the phone. I didn't decide to. It was face down on the blanket next to me. And my arm just completed the motion before I even remembered what I was doing in the first place. And I actually said no out loud, like I was talking to my cat. And I put my hand back in my lap and I made it to the end of the timer and I felt kind of shaky. Like I couldn't even do 20 minutes, 25 minutes of nothing. I don't know that reaching for the phone is because of something good is on it. It's never really like that. Half the time, there's nothing even there. And I just refreshed the same 3 apps, hoping one of them changed since I looked 4 seconds ago. I reach for it because the second it goes quiet, I'm left in a room with all the stuff I've been not looking at all day. And picking it up is how I get out of that room without actually leaving. It was never about being entertained. And I don't think I'm the only one who can't sit in there. You wake up and the phone is the first thing in your hand before your eyes even are like fully open. And then it pretty much stays in reach the entire day. You eat with a video on so you can have company. And on the walk home, there's something in your ear so the walk doesn't get a chance to feel like anything. And we got raised into it too. Car rides growing up had screens in the headrests. And the second a kid gets fussy in a restaurant, somebody slid an iPhone across the table so the adults can finish eating. It just works. So every gap, the second it opens up, we fill it with something. And if you asked any of us why, we'd say that we're bored. And I don't think it's boredom. I think it's the same thing as that guitar in your corner of the room. We get so used to everything paying off right away that the slow, quiet, unpaid version of anything started to feel like nothing. And being alone with yourself is about as unpaid as it gets. Nobody sees it. Nothing comes of it that you could show anyone. It's just you in a room with everything you stepped around all day sitting right there next to you. And it doesn't leave because you scrolled past it. It just waits. It waits at 2 a.m. It waits at 5 a.m. It waits at 12 p.m. When you finally set the phone down and the room gets dark, it's there all at once. Just a little heavier because you ignored it all day. I've laid there at the worst hour of the night with everything I've dodged that day, and I still didn't learn. The next morning, hands on my phone before my eyes were even open again. Same as always. And I'm not above any of all this. I might be the worst one I actually know. I have left the room to go scroll in a different room. I'll admit that. And I've checked my phone twice while writing this script. Once to look something up, and once for no reason I could name, which is sort of the entire problem. So when I tell you to sit in the quiet, understand I'm telling myself first, because I tried it for 20 minutes and I lost to a zipper in my jacket in under 3. But something did happen. After the shaking part, I stopped fighting it. It got less loud in my room. The thoughts were still there, but they weren't an emergency anymore. They were just things I'd deal with later, or wouldn't. And the room was just a room. The fridge humming somewhere, me in it, it was just fine. It wasn't some big peaceful breakthrough, it was just me, finally in my own head for a minute. Surprised that nothing bad happened when I stayed. So I'm not going to tell you to meditate. I'm pretty bad at it, and you'd know I was lying. So try the smaller thing. Tonight, before you go to bed, put your phone in another room. Not next to you, somewhere that means standing up and going to it. Then lie there for 10 minutes and let it be boring. Don't reach for anything and let whatever's been waiting come up into your head. Notice what comes to mind. And it's going to be a little uncomfortable, and that's not a sign that you're doing it wrong. That's the point. It's the slow version of something with no payoff waiting at the end. Nothing to post about after either. Just you in a quiet room with yourself. You used to be able to do that before everything got so quick. So Put your phone in the other room tonight and let 10 minutes be boring.